living this van life, like I said though, is actually proven beneficial on spending money on food. But I think as I said, the way you end up buying your food when you're living in a van down by the river, or you're RVing, or again, whatever you like to call it, it's a good way to save money because you don't buy junk you don't need. And I truly find that when I'm RVing, I eat better because I eat more fresh food. I tend to eat more fresh vegetables and healthy things. I pop in somewhere, buy a decent looking steak, some vegetables, and it's just a better way to live. Gas is down to $3.56, 9 cents drop from yesterday. I don't know how long we're supposed to just sit here and take it, you know. I did a video not too long ago about how to save money and tracking my budget and all good stuff like that, and in it I touched on food, and it made me think that that's something worth talking about. I've come to find that I think you can really save money and eat healthier when you're RVing, and I'll explain why I think that's the case. When you're at home, you go to the grocery store and you go over there and you fill up 3 carts or whatever the heck it is you do, and you pile in all that stuff in the freezer section and all that processed food that, to me, you shouldn't even really call it food. It's like food-like substances. I could get going off on a tangent about Monsanto and all the big commercial farm companies out there, but I won't. I'll just say what they're feeding us isn't really food. So, back to the other idea is when you're RVing, you don't have that space. Even in the bigger ones, you don't tend to buy all that kind of food. The only thing you have to watch out for is that you just don't do canned food or processed food anyways, because that can be easier. I've found that the best thing to do, especially in a Class B that's small like this for me, is as you're driving around, you'll see that there are farmers markets in a lot of places, and those people that are selling at farmers markets are trying to sell wholesome, good food that's not all laden down with chemicals and engineered and all that good stuff. Because if you want that, then you go to the grocery store. I think most of them have realized when they come to the farmers market that people that are going there care about their own bodies and they would like some healthy food. So as I travel, I keep an eye out for that, and I'll stop in, which is something I don't do at home. At home, I go to the grocery store. You know, there's not a farmer's market right near me, so I go to the grocery store and I buy that stuff. Also, I try to eat organic. I don't eat it as much as I would want to, mainly because I have to travel a little different distance from where I live to get to an organic store. And if you go to the regular stores that throw an organic section, I don't even know if I can trust those people. But when I'm RVing, I keep my eye out for that. I also have an advantage that my uncle knows a guy, and he's a farmer, and he went in on a side of beef that the farmer raised. So he knows what the animal ate. He knows that the guy didn't laden it down with steroids and all kinds of junk that we don't need in our bodies. And my uncle even helped process the cow, which a little bit more than I can do. I can't see myself doing that. So my uncle was able to make it as lean as he wanted to. And in the past, I've bought a side of beef similar. I mean, I didn't personally know the guy. I knew of the person. And I try to do that when I can, because they're a little bit, again, they know you're coming to them because you don't want that crap at the grocery store, that you want good stuff. And I have a freezer full of it now, and before I go on a trip, I try to get as much in there as I can, good and frozen, and I eat that up first. And summing it up, I think when you're RVing, if you really think about it, you can eat better, eat cheaper, eat healthier, when you're RVing than you are at home. Just look around you. Part of what I like to do is the diners, drive-ins, and dives. I've only gone to a few, but I want to do more. Well, they're not only on there because they're gitchy or whatever the heck makes them entertaining. If you watch that show, you see it's almost always about fresh, good, wholesome food. The ingredients they start with makes the food good. So I haven't eaten, I think I've probably had fast food 3 or 4 times in the last 18, 20 months. Every now and then I eat a Frosty because those are friggin' awesome. But I try to watch what I'm putting in my body, and I feel so much better since having made that change. Because in the past, I used to eat a lot of fast food, a lot. So I'm now a label. I look at the labels on what's in stuff, and I try to avoid sugars because triglycerides and high cholesterol, they're connected. And I try to watch my salt intake. And that's why processed foods are terrible for you for just that reason, and then throw in more. I do use canned vegetables, and I talk to, again, there's stores out there that sell name brand or off brand. It's the same vegetables, people. It's the same vegetables. The only thing with those you got to watch for is anything that's canned or packaged is oftentimes high in salt. So there's ways around that. You can rinse things and do stuff. But all in all, I think the RV life, again, I eat cheaper, I eat better, and I feel better. And I'm seeing this wonderful country. So YouTubers, if any of you are out there doing the same thing, start paying attention to what you're eating when you're RVing. And you'll notice too, you'll feel better and you'll save money. Have a great day. That was my spiel.